Good afternoon, everyone. Now, see, we all are learning the physiology. So, in the physiology, first we dealt with the respiration. How did we study about the respiration? We just made a general discussion about the respiration, requirement of the respiratory surfaces, and what are the important characteristic of the respiratory surface. Yes, Haji. Okay, so now see, as we had already dealt with the types of this circulation, how many types of circulatory systems are present, then thereafter we had discussed about the various aspect of the circulation. In that, we all have seen that the circulation on the basis of the organism, it varies. It varies means it is either it be very simple as like open, as we had discussed in the earlier lecture with the example of the insect, and thereafter we moved to the closed circulatory system. And in comparison with the open circulatory system, we learned the simple organism to understand the closed circulatory system. Then thereafter we have learned the requirement, as in the case of the respiration we dealt the characteristic of the respiratory surface. So for here, the main important component or the player of the circulatory system are blood vessels, circulating fluid, and the pumping organ, that is the heart. So here till now we have dealt with the blood vessel and the circulating fluid or circulatory fluid, whatever type blood and all, we have dealt that part. Today onwards, the most important, the important player or the heart of the study, heart we all are going to learn. So everyone will pay attention and will understand, note down the important points. As I tell you always, that you have to jot down the important points, and this will definitely help you in your exam point of view. And not only exam point of view, it is going to build your knowledge. So as far as you write, it drills in your brain. So let us begin about the heart. When we talk about heart, so comparative study, I told you, being zoologist, we study, we compare the organism from the simplest to the more evolutionary later age stages, that is the phylogenetically older, that more and more complex organism like human. So here also we will start with the simplest organism, those who come in, you can say, the older time, phylogenetically older, and they were very simple. And with evolution, the complexity of the organism is increased because of the more and more adaptation and more evolution. So we'll, in this comparative study, we will learn simplest organism. Invertebrates, we'll learn two example, and thereafter we'll switch to the class of vertebrata. And in the vertebrata, we will deal in detail about the heart. So when we talk about the single and double respiration, first we discuss type of circulation. We have the circulatory system on the basis of presence and absence of vessels, divided as the open circulation and the closed circulation, right? Then thereafter we have discussed that the closed circulatory system is further divided into the two types, single circulation and the double circulation. Why? Because of the complexity of the organism is increased. So in, when we talk about the simple small side animals, like you say coelenterate hai hamare platforms hai, so they don't require so much sophisticated system. Simply movement of the body is sufficient to propagate whatever circulating fluid is present in their body to the all part, which carry on the necessary exchange. Because see here, where they have space to keep so much blood vessel, where they have space to keep the heart and all, so they don't require heart and all. They have body is very simple. They do not comprise any heartless animals, you can say. So they are coelentrates and the flatworm. I may ask you such type of MCQs in exam. Who are the heartless amongst the following? So you must remember cylindrate and flatworm. They do not possess the heart and all, because they have their body is very simple. Their size is very small, and simply they now see what is the function of the heart here, children. The most important function of the heart to propel or to pump the blood. Now here they are bringing this propulsion or this pumping, or simply you say the movement of the blood or circulatory fluid by movement. So larger animal, when we talk about, is it possible that such a high level the you imagine about the human? So is it possible, the body is so complex, so is it possible without pump? Take a very simple example. You stay on the sixth floor, okay, and the municipality water is you are using the municipality water. So what will happen is this water will come from the ground level to the sixth floor in your house. If you are staying on the sixth floor, no, you required a pump which will bring the water up. So same here also, in the complex body system, there is not at all a chance that the blood will go to each and every part. Now see, the blood is the main transport, or you can say the only transport system in few of the organisms. So if the blood will not circulate, how will they get the energy? So for that particular reason, the blood vessels, they are supported with the muscles. And in if we will talk about the primitive circulation, peristaltic activity of such muscles, they will provide force, and this force will drive the blood to the vascular channel, because they will not have the so called so much blood vessels. Their blood vessels will be simple. But when we talk about the specialized circulation, this contractile force, this will localize in more and more rhythmically pulsating area, and that areas are called as the heart. When we talk about the pressure exerted by this heart, so this is bring about by, now see again, this is going to be the muscular movement or the contraction of the muscle only. So these elastic tubes, or you can say the blood vessel, when they receive the pumping of the heart, so this maintain the pressure and this maintain the efficient circulation. So we can say efficient circulation, it totally depends on the pumping arrangement, that where the heart is present. So according to the animal which contain either open or you say the closed circulatory vessels, they have specialized muscular structure. It may be simple dorsal aorta, or it may be so sophisticated heart, and it may be simply thinking of thickening of the blood vessel, say example annelid, or highly developed with several chamber as in vertebrate. One thing we need to remember, हार्ट का लव से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. I don't know why heart breaks and why it happens. This all hormonal control is related with the brain, because some people say मैं दिमाग से नहीं, मैं दिल से सोचता हूँ. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. Heart is nowhere involved in thinking and loving. इसका एक ही काम है, ब्लड सर्कुलेट करना. Now let us talk about the let us begin study of the heart. First we will talk about the heart of the earthworm. How many heart does earthworm has? It has 4 hearts. Okay, ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है in MCQ. Now when we talk about the earthworm, so when we were talking about the closed and the open circulatory system, so that time we all have seen that we have taken example of the earthworm. So here we know earthworm is the one animal which has the closed circulatory system. Now, whatever open circulatory system animals they have, their heart is also different. Now, see here, closed circulatory system is there. That means the blood or the circulating fluid, it is packed or it is flowing through the closed vessels. Okay, now one more thing, when we were studying about the respiration in the case of the earthworm, we have learned which type of respiration does this animal possess. earthworm में कैसा respiration होता है? Yes. Which type of respiration is there? It has lungs. Yes or no? Fast. Yes. Which type of respiration is found in the case of earthworm? Now I am asking respiration. Which type of respiration? Students, we have learned it comprise or it has the cuticle respiration. So here the respiration and circulation are not the mixed kind. Matlab when we have seen that the respiration and circulation it is related, because respiratory organ what happened, the circulating fluid it comes to the heart and heart propels it towards the respiratory surface, and from there it gets oxygenated. So now here all such complexity is not there. Animal circulation is quite simple. Directly respiration is happening through the cutaneous, so all part of the skin which bears the skin there, wherever the oxygen tension is low, the exchange of the gases is happening. Now definitely dorsal body is more exposed to the air, so there more and more gaseous exchange is going to be happen. Now when we talk about the respiration circulation, so yes, is circulation is closed. So closed that means blood vessels are present. So there are three main longitudinal blood vessels. Now when we talk about the name of blood vessel, it has the dorsal blood vessel, it has ventral vessel, as well as it has the subneural vessels. Now when we talk about the dorsal vessel, so it is the most prominent blood vessel. Now where it's situated, see its position is very important. It's situated above, or you can say the dorsal to the alimentary canal. Now always that if two vessels are there, so definitely one is going to be collecting and another is going to be the distributing. So when we talk about the dorsal vessel, it is a collecting vessel. And now see, if it is collecting, so its opening is to the posterior end. Student, remember the position. Anterior end of the earthworm is its mouth and posterior end is towards the anus. All right, so here it is collecting blood vessel, so it is collecting the blood from the posterior end and the movement is towards the anterior. Okay, so blood is moving in this direction. It is collected from the posterior end. Now when we talk about movement, so now see this is it is having the pulsatile movement, so there is a chance that the blood may go back. So there are valves, and wherever valves this term you are hearing, so remember this is a preventive folding or preventive musculature which prevents the backflow. Okay, the most important function wherever you study the term valve, you remember its most important task or the most important function is to prevent the backflow. So now here it is present into the dorsal vessel. So what it will uh, prevent, so it will prevent the blood flow. Now see, what is the direction of the blood, children? Direction of the blood is posterior to the anterior, so definitely it is going to prevent backflow. Prevent कहता है मतलब to it do not allow the blood to move into the posterior direction. So we can say it prevents the blood return from the anterior and it wants the blood to go to the anterior side only. Now see, from if you will observe carefully in the diagram, you will observe that from the posterior and it is just bringing the blood, but from the, this is your 14th segment, from the 14th segment it start distributing. Now to whom it will give the blood? It will give, now it is collecting chamber, right? It is collecting blood. That means the here whatever blood is been collected, it is collected for the purpose of giving more and more oxygen. Because see here it this portion is connected to the skin, so whatever skin is attached. So here blood will go, and there are so many blood capillaries which will harvest the oxygen from the skin. Understood? So from here the blood will come, or blood will become oxygenated, and thereafter after 14th segment the blood will be more and more oxygenated, and it will start distributing. Majorly it will distribute blood to the your ventral vessel. Now we will talk about the ventral blood vessel. Name itself is suggesting ventral means the downside of the body part. So when we talk about the ventral blood vessel, it is lie, or it is present below the alimentary canal. Now blood will move into the opposite direction as compared to the dorsal blood vessel. That means the blood will move anterior posteriorly. Okay, so now from where it is going to get the blood, from where it is going to collect the blood, it is going to collect the blood from the interior part of the body. And we need to remember this is one of the most distributing vessel. It is going to distribute blood to the each and every segment, or you can say the to the entire body. Now when we talk about the hearts, as I told you that it has more than one heart, so that's why hearts are written. So basically it has four hearts. This type of MCQ can be asked. Earthworm has dash many hearts, four hearts are there. So heart as such, heart chamber and all will not be there. It is a very simple type of heart, or you can say it is just advancement of the blood vessel. So they their important function is just simply to connect the dorsal and ventral blood vessel, because see here the dorsal blood vessel is your collecting vessel and ventral is your distributing. So therefore there is a need of the connection between two. So these heart versatile organs or modified blood vessels, they are helping or they are aiding in that function. So where these hearts are situated, note down the segment, because this is very important. There are four important segment, four hearts are situated into the four important segment, respectively 7, 9, 12, and 13. There is no as I told you, there is no such true heart type of things are there, but still as they are connecting and they are receiving blood from the dorsal vessel and they are distributing or giving it to the ventral vessel, so there is a need of prevention of the backflow. So for that particular reason I told you, whenever we want that there should be a prevention of the backflow, so walls are present. So this type of heart will have the walls in that. So when we talk about seventh and ninth segment heart, they are called as the lateral heart, and they will have the four pair of the walls. Now this will flow, or they will allow maintain the blood to flow only into the downward direction, as you all can see the arrows here. Okay, so and when we talk about the 12th and 13th segment heart, so they will collect the lateral esophageal heart, they will connect. Now see, we have discussed the most important function of these hearts are to collect the blood from the dorsal vessel and distribute or to flow it or to give it to the ventral vessel. But here this 12th and 13th segment heart, or you can say the lateral esophageal heart, they connect with the ventral vessel as well as the supraesophageal vessel. Okay, this is important. So they are connecting to ventral vessel, that is their primary job, as well as they are connecting to the supraesophageal vessels. Now this is for what purpose? Because so that the blood will flow or will go to the alimentary canal. As we know that the main and the most important function of the blood is to harvest oxygen and to give it to the important function. So from the supraesophageal vessel, the blood will enter inside the alimentary canal. So this particular type of vessel is just situated above the stomach. Now, when we talk about the valves, so yes, this heart also possesses the pair of valves at the junction of the dorsal side as well as the to the esophageal side also, as well as the pair of the ventral end. So again here also four walls are present. Pair of the wall, they are present to the dorsal side for the purpose of this seventh and ninth segment heart, and this will also have the walls which are present at the supraesophageal and the ventral side. Everywhere prevention and tight checking is required, otherwise what will happen, the blood will go back, and if blood will go back, then this entire practice go vague, right? So there is more and more important to retain or to maintain the blood inside the uh, body cavity or to into the correct direction. So when we talk about this ventral vessel, so they will not show such type of pulsatile activity. Whatever pulsatile activity we are observing, whatever hearts we were observing, all these are oozing out or coming out from the dorsal side only, but ventral vessel may as such which necessity is not required. Because see, when we talk about the ventral vessel, so this ventral vessel, it is the distributing vessel, or you can say it is something which is connected with the body. So this ventral vessel, they will have the segments, and this segment, through the segment, they will form the fine capillaries. And from this capillaries, the blood will go to the all part, and there will be exchange of the gases, exchange of the nutrition, and from that again the blood will become deoxygenated and deprived of the nutrition. So again the blood will be charged and it will go to the dorsal vessel. So you can see the connection like this. So the again the blood will be returned to the dorsal blood vessel. So this is about the circulation into the earthworm, or we can say this is all about the earth heart. Now next we will be talking about the heart into the cockroach. Now heart into the cockroach will discuss into the next class. For this note, for this class we can stop now. Any doubt do you will have? If not, we can stop.
No doubt, ma'am.
Okay, so we can stop now.